Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Yes, I got it right for a change. I apologise for if you're going to get the usual subdued cold lighting in here. We've got one rubbish electricity saving bulb which was forced on us all here in the UK and several years ago, and my painting lamp. I can't in the week. I did yesterday. Yes, I did yesterday because the wife went to the office that she can work out of when she wants to, but usually she's working from home and it's just not a chance. The noise levels goes through the roof because it's one Zoom call after another, and she wears these things with a, like an airline pilot, and she speaks really loud. So, luckily she's out tonight. I won't be saying that otherwise. Right, the reason for this video, it'll be something in the title, I would imagine, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Good friends of the channel, Mr. and Mrs. Beetle, they've sent me gifts every so often throughout the year. Just really nice people. They're responsible for the Starfighter I've yet to build, which will be built over the winter period, by the way. And they know how much I love the Starfighter, F-104 Starfighter, and they even sent me books, some extra books for my book collection on the Starfighter. So it is getting built. As I say, one, I do want to get a couple of the other kits that are half built, not the ship kits so much because they just trundle on as I feel like building them, but I've got other things I need to get out of the way first, or otherwise I'm just going to have a sea of stuff. But when I do that build, I want to see it through to be end to end, and I was thinking of doing like a week's build or something. My problem is I haven't done a commission in a couple of years, and I've actually got one for an old client that I'm on at the moment, the Napoleonic one, and that might well take me to the end of January or beginning of January. I'm not sure yet, but that will get done as soon as that's out of the way. I could do it in between, however, I just think I won't give it enough, and then it'll just get slower and slower, you know what I mean? I've still got two. Yep, I've got two 1-in-72s that are built and need painting, and I've got a 1-in, like the tiny ones, but it's a big one. And I've got that built, primed and everything, just needing spray painting. I'll get round to it. So anyway, Beetle sent me a. This is code names, by the way, obviously for YouTube, and I do know the real names. But he sent me an email saying, Gav, he says, I'd like to send you something else. He's only sent me a couple of books and that. I lose track. But anyway, he said, I've got something I think you might like. And he gets them he's in the States, but he gets them in the UK, because as we all know, the postage between both of our countries, or across that water into Canada as well, I suppose, I don't know. It's just horrendous. And it's a shame because I've got stuff I could send to the States. It's just a killer with the postage. It just wipes out anything that you've got. Like, I'd do those shop cards, and I can afford the shop cards, but I just can't afford the postage to send them out. Yes, all right, but sending them out to 3 people, is it that expensive? But yeah, it is. So anyway, knock on the door, postie. I'm waiting for some varnish actually, and I thought that's what it was, because my memory problems, I'd just forgotten that I'd only spoken an email the day before and wasn't really expecting anything that quick. And it big box. And I thought, this ain't the varnish. And then I remembered what Beetle said he was going to be sending. Well, he didn't say what, he just said he was sending something. We're around the houses here, aren't we? Anyway, he sent me this. From him and his wife. Clash of Steel, which is upside down. No, it's not, it's just the back. So I'm sorry about the glare, we're going to have an unboxing. I've been dying to open this all afternoon, but I thought, no, it'd make a decent video. So, it weighs a ton. There's 17 tanks in here, as you can see there. You get the German mouse, and this is against the Brits. So we've got the Tortoise and the Comet, which did sea service at the very end of the war, and I was only just saying just now what my favourite British tank of all time, Centurion. Thank you very much. Centurion tank was the best British tank, I don't care what anybody says, right up to the modern Challengers even, for its day, and served with a lot of countries like Denmark well into the 90s. And obviously Israel used them with a highly modified. So yeah, I thought we'd open this big old box of tanks. It's a war game based purely on tanks from the Flames of War, I believe. I believe that's what it's from. And I was actually going to, at some stage next year, get a couple of sprues of the different tanks, you know, as I do to build up. So, but this comes with the rules and action cards and all this type of stuff. So, not only do you get the pleasure of building the models. Now, the thing is, for me, I'm going to be building them models to like I would. Maybe not. I don't know so much how much I do conversions as I do, because I usually make them mini display pieces. And if you're going to game with these, then things will start falling off them, I reckon. But anyway, let's go down to the bench. I'll rig up the overhead tripod and we'll have a look at Clash of Steel. Operation Unthinkable, because I think this is post-war. Well, it's not post-war, it's as if the war hadn't finished. German versus British, complete starter set. You can get an American one as well, I believe, with the Pershings in and all this type of stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you in a minute down at the bench. Right, forgive me tubes for the glare and for the camera angles and anything else that might be said or done in this video. I will get this cellophane off. It's like Christmas, isn't it? This is how I wrap my gifts up for my wife. She gets a lot. Right, that's a bit better, isn't it? I'm sorry I don't have anything else. I can't push anything else back. I think I'm just going to push soldiers over in a minute. Right, so tortoise, mouse. Obviously I'm sure they'll have some blurb in the rule book or whatever. I think 2 of these were made, or at least one was one serviceable and one wasn't, but they made 2 of these giant tanks. I think they're both still in existence. And the tortoise, did they do a couple of tortoises, the Brits, but didn't go into production? I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. Both were really wildly unfeasible, really. I mean, you can't get them on a rail car, you can't get them on a tank transporter. The minute they go over a sewer, they're just going to fall, depending on the size of the sewer. And we've all seen Tiger tanks in Berlin and things like that, gone through the sewage work, you know, the sewage pipes and stuff. Yeah, I don't think either of them would have been any use in real combat, but who am I to know these things? Right, I don't know if this might well be stuck on the side somewhere. Right, I'm going to turn off the camera for a minute. People seem to like to know boxes. Whenever I'm seeing unboxing, people go, it's a flimsy box, good box. So I'll do the same. It's a good box, nice and firm. As you can see, jam full of sprues. We've got King Tiger tanks. There's 17 tanks in total. We look, my favourite to the Tiger tanks, the one, in fact, the one I painted. Or was it 2? 1? But anyway, the earlier marquees, they're my favourite, the Tigers. Those. Centurion by the look of it. I think Centurion. I do like the Centurion. If you want to see the Centurions, I mean, obviously you can see them in action with the Israelis, but the Australians used them in Vietnam, and you'll see lots of action photos and video of them in Vietnam, which the infantry really liked them because they really did clear out. They used to fire canister rounds and clear out the undergrowth. The crews, the one thing they didn't like operating in those wooded areas in Vietnam was all the red ants they used to shake out of the trees. They never saw, well, they never saw combat. No, of course they didn't, Gav. Of course they saw combat in Korea with the British. I do apologise, that's me shooting my mouth off. I've always liked the Comet as well. Any of you guys built the Matchbox Comet back in the day? But the Comet was the last of the cruiser tanks, I suppose you could say. Maybe. Oh, we're going to have all the haters on in a minute. No, it wasn't, Gav. But it came online the last couple of 3 months of the war. There's our mouse. Fairly old sturdy thing. There's not a lot to the mouse, to be honest with you. You know, there's the mouse itself never appealed to me. I saw, although when you do something like Plasmo and he sticks a quad 20 on and he did that 1/72 scale, now that made it good. But obviously it's just a great big armoured Hulk, and that's it really. Oh, something's about to fall off there. Don't press that anymore. Oh, would this be the Jagdpanzer? I believe so. Jagdpanzer. What I always love about, now that they've gone to the non-resin metal ones, is I always love the track sagging that they put in them. So you can get, you know, I'd say to any of you guys, if you don't want to do the game, you get such a lot on these type of vehicles that you can then improve on if you want to. You know, open hatches and add bits and pieces onto them. Another Jagdpanzer. I wonder why they chose a Jagdpanzer for. And another Jagdpanzer. If you do buy the single sprues, which I do from time to time, just always remember, it's not very often you'll get decals for them. So although they are a decent buy, if you buy, let's just hold one up to indicate, a sprue, which is the Comet by the look of it, you won't get decals if you're buying them just single sprues. So just bear that in mind. You'll have to buy yourself a decal sheet, which they do sell separately. Because a lot of these guys, this might be a bit different because it's got a rule book in and everything, which is probably all the weight that was in there. But a lot of guys, the box breakers, obviously they'll buy a box and break the sprues, and then they'll sell the decals on separately. Yeah, but all these I like the Jagdpanzer. I don't ever think it gets enough love by the model makers, and it's usually the Jagdpanther, things like that. You get a tiny bit of, you know, the usual tiny bit of storage. You don't get tons of it, but you can make a lot yourself, tarps and everything. But you know, you usually get the ubiquitous jerry can and a bit of track protection, and you know, stick on the front. I suppose because you get one less German tank, and I take it that's because the mouse is all powerful in the game, I suppose. I don't know. We've got more Comets. And here's the two tortoises. This did appeal to me when I saw them bring this game out. It appealed to the actual tortoise sprue. Appealed to me just to you know, get something going with that. Again, you'll have to drill out the barrel. I always suggest, just as the big boys and girls doing the tanks, the 1 in 35s and that, you can stipple these. That's what I've done with them before. Just get your glue and cut yourself off a stiff brush, just so it's just a bit, you know, and stipple glue on there, and it'll give you a cast texture. So we've got two tortoises. I can't give you the diameter of the guns and all that, because there's bits like the Comet I know about and stuff, but other, you know, when we had problems, I'll get some dice in green and grey. We get a bucket full of commanders, which I don't know if they're mixed up. Oh yeah, they're all mixed up. They're the standard. I've got some of these guys actually the other side of the camera, because I used a fair few on the Tiger tank that I've got primed waiting for some paint for doing a Kharkov diorama at this scale. So here, we'll knock it off for a second while I get these out of the bag. Right, the rule books, these says core rules. Well, it's been a long time since I've done any rules. As you can see, they're the classic Flames of War type stuff. That's the core rules. This is Clash of Steel table tank battles. The problem with me and rules is with my mental health problems, it's hard for me to remember stuff, which is why I've been shying away from wargaming, because I really struggle remembering, you know, what I had for dinner. Never mind, you know, I hear a lot. When I watch some of the Games Workshop stuff, I just think I could never play that game because I just couldn't remember. You know, I couldn't remember the blooming rules. But I mean, they're all showing you photographs and stuff of them, so you never know. Might be able to do this. It says building a unit and stuff. So we'll have a look at that in depth at some stage. What we have here: Operation Unthinkable, which is a scenario, I take it. This has got panthers, which we don't have. I mean, this is a starter set. Showing all the different zones at the end of December 1944. I'm not going to start shooting my mouth off because I have no idea. So they're using some photographs with panthers and pumas, and I would imagine you can use. This does say a tank game, I would imagine, rather than a you know, there's any infantry in it and whatever, artillery and stuff. And that was German forces, obviously, and now we've got British forces. I suppose each player does their thing. How to stick our tanks together, which, to be honest with you, the only things that might trip you up really with sticking these together is you might have a different variant of a particular tank that you might have done, and you might stick something else on, but they're not hard. We've got we've got things falling out all over the shop, but we've got different punch out cards, very thick, very, I would say that's fairly durable. I'm going to be careful, I don't want to start losing pieces. But all the instructions are printed there for you to put those tanks together. I'm not going to get these out of the cellophane for now. Though they are, no, there's not a chance of that. That's for a tortoise anyway. So, 32 pounder, range of 100 centimetres or 40 inches. Obviously that's not the real one. Anti-tank, side armour, yeah. Assault gun, target must be in front. Protected ammo. Remount on 3+. I'll learn all that. We've got a Puma Scout group. Oh, I don't know. They've obviously, you can expand your force should you require expanding it. Enemy plans. At the end of the game, the player that holds this objective gains 5 additional victory points. Mission rules. Again, without knowing the actual reading the book, we don't know yet, or I don't know. I don't want to bend these, that's why I'm trying to pick it up by this. Some big cards here. Mission setup map 1, the clash. So I take it you might shuffle these up, and it'll tell you where on the board you place certain pieces. Maybe. Any defender's reserves will arrive along the edge or corners. Now I don't know yet, without reading, I don't know about the tables, as you know, your size, because all I've got is a kitchen table, which is a standard UK wooden small kitchen table. So I don't know. What's this one? Tactics. So again, just reading the top one. Camouflage, Opponent shooting step used before your opponent rolls to hit. Well, see, now this is where I start struggling, because it's like hits on unit +1 and such, and my memory just can't hold stuff in. So it'd be interesting. Maybe the cards might actually help me, but we shall give it a good go. So let's put those back in where they fell out. Mr. and Mrs. Beetle, I can't thank you enough. I mean, gobsmacked is what I am. And I got it past my wife, one because it was a gift from you guys, and two because it's a war game. It doesn't matter. Yes, they are models, but yeah, a war game. She gave me them beady-eyed look. I said, I don't believe you, but never mind. So yeah, I can't thank you enough. I mean, what I thought I would do was make a video series of it. I'm not going to come charging into things. I'll only get these as well. No idea what these little grommet things are for, but we'll find out about that at some point. But yeah, I'll just go steady. But what I thought was I don't know if people are going to enjoy seeing this as a build series of models, because you are obviously replicating stuff. But I'd like to try and make each one as individualistic as I can, and I will be trying to do some little bits to them if I can, without making them fall apart. If you obviously have to hold them to move them. But yeah, that's an incredibly gift. Again, it's like other people, thinking of you. It's fantastic. Now you just know what's going to happen here. I'm going to have to do this off camera, aren't I? Because there's no way that this is going to fit in here and get the lid down. No way. Right, we'll leave it at that because it's going to take some juggling to get it all back in. I thought I'd do maybe try and do something with this overhead camera. I'm just about to do stuff. Maybe have a doing one of the tanks up, or a few of the tanks up under camera. I might have to do painting, like a painting one separately, because I'm not a great airbrusher at the best of times. I mean, I do airbrush them, but I'm not particularly great at it. But these really do come up well. As I say, most of these, I believe, had cast texture. I might be wrong, but I believe they do. And I enjoy doing all that. So it might be a bit long-winded. I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually get to the gaming stage. But I even thought, all I've got though is this tripod. It's just one of these that you can take videos. If you went outside with a video camera, it's just a tripod. But I thought, at some stage, I've got bits of terrain and stuff, and just see if we can get something going. You never know, and take the project from beginning to end. As I say, the problem is with my PTSD and everything. My memory is severely lacking, so it might cause problems working things out. I might have to keep shutting the camera off all the time. But yeah, I thought we'd try and go from beginning to end. It might be going from beginning to end to get all this back in the box yet. We've got about 8 sprues to go. So we'll leave it at that. I just wanted to show you what was inside this box. I wasn't going to start taking 101 photographs of all the sprues. I might do that as I paint each one up. Might take a photo of the sprue before I start cutting it up and making things out of it. So look after yourselves. I keep saying it, for all the crud in the world, the nastiness, there's just, and we all know it on YouTube, and I don't mean the nastiness, I mean the goodness of people, because we've all received things from people. There's just real good people, just trying to do their best for others in the world. And I know the Beatles, they, you know, they don't want any shout outs or anything like that, but I did, you know, I wanted to put this up. There's a reason for it as well, which I won't go into. But I can't thank you enough. It's just mind blowing what other people do for other people that they've not even been able to shake their hand. So look after yourselves. I hope you'll follow this through with me. It's not going to take over the channel because I have got loads of stuff on, and I definitely want to do the other one they sent me, that Starfighter. I want to get that modelled and built, because that's ready. That's got full photo etch and everything. I haven't forgotten the ships. I have to say, we went through a really tough time with Archie, my pup who passed away last month. He had, apart from his legs going, he had dementia, and he was getting worse every month. And it was like literally, if you think with a two-legged person, it was constant. You know, he was getting up. We were literally surviving on a couple of hours sleep a night. But he looked after me and his mum, and Barclay did, and we wanted to make sure we looked after him properly. And but it literally over about 8 months has really given us a beating, and then to lose him, which we knew we were going to have to say goodbye at some stage, but when he passed away, it's hit us for 6 really. And I've just felt, well, both of us, but obviously this is my channel, so I talk about stuff. It really just flattened me. I've not wanted to. I've got ships here waiting to be done. I've got Black Rover that I've got a fair bit going on, and I will get back to. It's not great, but I'll get back to all that stuff. I just, at the moment, I can pick. It's always the same. I think because figure painting is so ingrained in me, I can pick a paintbrush up, and I can do that fine. But I really have to know what I'm doing, because I keep getting memory blackouts and stuff. Anything with that I've got to read, I've got to really concentrate on. Yeah, I'll be getting back to the modelling. So any of you that only come here for the models, it will come back, and these are models for me. I know people get a bit picky sometimes and say, oh, you know, but that's a sprue. This is plastic. It gets glued together. That's a model. It's just very small, so, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I was working on the shiny Space Marine last night because I've got a couple of hours spare. I've really been digging into the commission because I want to make sure that gets done for. Nearly called the guy's name now then, and I don't like using people's names on my videos. So I want to get that done for him, and it'll also help pay bills. But I've got a lot to show you on that. The Waffen-SS figure, he is all done, simple base, and he was getting filmed tonight because I knew my wife was going out, and then this turned up, and I'm not doing 2 videos or trying to film them, so it's been pushed back. His video's been pushed back into next week, but you'll get you've more or less seen him anyway, but he'll be getting his own video. Is there anything else, Gav? I mean, luckily I'd said to myself I wasn't buying a single model until because there's a few models I've got in my stash I really want to do. Funny enough, a lot of them are aircraft. I've got 2. I bought 2 one year and one this year. I've got 2 Mitsubishi Zero fighters from Edouard to build. I've got and I just bought those speculatively to go in the stash because they were really good deals. They're only weekenders, so there's no fancy stuff on them, but that's fine with me. You know, I've got 1,001 ships to build. But yeah, at the moment it's these will definitely be starting to get done, and I'm going to do a series on them. As I say, I think because I'm going to try and do each tank slightly different. You know, I mean, the Brits are still going to be green, and you know, blah blah. Well, you could probably put black on them as well, actually, because it's all make believe. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I know you might say, well, I've seen one comet, you've seen them all. Well, you know, see 3 or 4 comets. I might do them on separate videos. I've still got another Tiger tank, although it's from a different company. I've still got the 50mm Tiger tank. She's prime, the crew are prime. It's all in a dustproof drawer. Again, I've just not felt like doing anything other than figure painting at the moment. And I've got that SDKFZ Hanamag. That's in bits in a plastic bag, waiting to be restuck together again, because I've done some cutting and shunting on that as well. So yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces, but I say on the modelling front, it's just robbed me up. We've been so exhausted mentally, and losing our little lad has just robbed us of a lot of, I suppose, energy or whatever. So yeah, we'll get back. As I say, I definitely want to get the Starfighter built over this winter, but I would like to get a couple of modelling projects when I can get the enthusiasm. I want to get them done, and I am sure that Joachim and Marcus, in their group build, which is usually held over the winter into beginning of February, end of February, something like that. Please, lads, do something that I can roll one of these into, because you were getting a 15mm vehicle anyway. I was just hoping. So if it's like thick armour, big gun, well, I've got a mouse here or a tortoise. You know, yeah. Think about it, Joachim. Try and skew it so that Gav can use one of these sprues in your group build this year. Look after yourselves. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for all the, you know, the Beetles are just I mean, there's so many people out there that have helped me, and you all know you are. I'm not going to start naming names because I'll leave people out. But it's not just that. It's like when Arch passed away and I put that video up. Myself and it absolutely floored my wife. We just, the kindness of people just standing up and saying, we're really sorry. You know, just brilliant people out there. As I say, the nasty ones, they're always going to be there. You know, they're just like something that's dumped on the footpath. You just walk around them and carry on. You know what I mean? Because there's way too many more decent people out there that outweigh the bad ones. So thank you very much. Look after yourselves, and there'll be one of a load of videos coming up soon. I got those 2 figures I showed the other day. It takes a lot of research. It sounds silly doing fantasy stuff and sci-fi stuff, but it takes, because I want to improve that side of my figure painting, it takes a lot of research for the things I want to do on that. So they will get done. It's just when. But I've also got that 1/16 figure from Dragon under this desk here, sat on top of a box. So I might pull that one out and do that as a side project, and just, you know, as we go type of thing. I don't know. You know, I zig and zag all over the place, and then you get one of these dumped in your lap. Just think, ooh, shiny plastic and loads of sprues. And the great thing is, each sprue is a self-contained model. It's not like one of these like Bob from Grabia Models is doing at the moment, 1/16 Bren can carrier that's 5 times the size of this box and just stacked full of stuff to build one model. I've got 17 and they're all self-contained. I like that. What can possibly go wrong? Right, I'm rambling again, but it's been nice to catch up and have a chat with you all, and we will see each other soon on one of my many videos. Oh, we've got Hal Moore unboxing, not unboxing. I've got to get a plinth for Hal Moore because he's wrapped up in tissue paper waiting to go on a plinth. The Oiram bust is all painted, hurrah! And I've got the plinth, in fact, just to show you. Oh, hang on, Gav, you knocked a load of soldiers over there, well done. I've got this lovely resin plinth that I've had. I thought it looked like, you know, japanned, as in black. I thought if I can get her to fit on there, and that's a big if, but I just keep forgetting, brain power, keep forgetting to get it out my dustproof box and get it on a plinth. So yeah, you will be getting the Oiram bus. She's all done, finished. She's been sat in a dustproof box for 2 weeks now. In fact, the plinth is more dusty than she is. Anyway, Gav, you're waffling again. Look after yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll be back with a video of some description very soon.